Hi everyone, welcome back to Closing Time Kitchen, where we mix great food with real conversation about real estate. And today we're gonna make fresh pasta. Now I've never made it on my own. I have done it in a couple of classes, so we're gonna give it a try together. And we're gonna talk about settlement engine and why being a concierge type title company is better than a big box title company. So I'm gonna give you a couple different options on making your pasta. You can use a mixer because I have a pasta maker that I got for my birthday a couple of days ago, and we're gonna test it out. And you can either use all-purpose flour, and if you do that, you want to sift it. You can use a flour sifter, or you can just push it through a strainer. I am using semolina flour, which is specifically made for pasta and bread, so you don't have to sift. You're gonna need 4 large eggs, 3½ cups of flour, whether you want to use all-purpose or you want to use the semolina. Make sure you use your kitchen scale. So we're going to want 207 grams of eggs. We're going to want 588 grams of semolina flour. We're going to use some salt, which is 6 grams, and about a tablespoon of water, which is about 15 grams. So you want to make sure you have your scale, your measuring cup, and everything. So go grab your ingredients, and I will see you back here in a minute. Welcome back, guys. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna break our eggs into a measuring cup on a kitchen scale, and you're going to wanna make sure it's 207 grams. If it's not, you're just gonna add a little bit of water until you get 207 grams on your kitchen scale. So if you're a little short, just add the water. And this part reminds me a lot of what we do at Settlement Engine. We don't force things to fit, we adjust accordingly and intentionally so everything comes out together the right way. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna add our flour and our salt. And then we're going to mix this. And I'm gonna do this off camera because the noise is a little loud and we're not gonna be able to talk. So I will be right back after I have this dough mixed. Okay guys, welcome back. I'm just gonna explain what I did. I added the flour and the salt to the mixing bowl and just stirred it around with the paddle for a little bit. And then I slowly added the tablespoon of water and the eggs. And then you wanna mix it for about 30 seconds, and then you're gonna switch to the dough hook. The dough hook is right here, okay? So once you do that, you're gonna mix this for about 2 minutes, and you're gonna let it sit for 20 minutes. So while that's resting, we're just gonna talk about what the difference is. We don't wanna overwork the dough because then it gets tough. And that's the difference between a concierge service and a big box title. Big box title is built for volume. Everything is standardized, automated, and fast. But if your transaction doesn't fit the mold, you're just another file in the system. At Settlement Engine, we're more like this pasta, hands-on, thoughtful, and intentional. So we are gonna let this dough rest for 20 minutes, and then we will be right back to finish making our pasta. Hey everyone, welcome back. The dough has been resting for about 20 minutes. I placed the pasta maker on the mixer, and we're gonna turn this onto the counter, and we're gonna knead it for about 30 seconds to a minute until it's pliable. So let's see how that goes. But in the meantime, I'll give you some talking points about how we are different, how Settlement Engine is different from most title companies. When you call our office, you get an actual person. You don't get a call queue. We anticipate issues before they happen. So if there is going to be an issue, we're gonna come up with a solution before you even know that there's a problem. And every file is handled with care. It's not rushed, it is a process. Just like your mortgage company has a process and your realtor has a process, we have a process. And there are certain things that we need to do before we can actually get your loan to closing. So if the seller's ready and the lender's ready, we may not be ready. There may be things that we still need to do. So we do strive to get everything done on time and close on time, and that is our goal. And 99% of the time, we are right there. So if you ever have any questions about the process, you could always reach out and ask. But like I said, it is individualized for each property because each property is different, just like each person is different. And so that's what we're doing. So right now, this is where your patience pays off. And in title work, patience and experience is what happens to prevent last minute surprises. We take the time up front so our closings don't fall apart at the finish line. So we're kneading this dough. Let's hope this is right. Like I said, I've never made this before. This could be a big fail, but we're gonna give it a shot and see. So let's continue to knead this dough into a ball, and it should hold together pretty nicely, and it looks like it is. And then we're gonna give this little beauty a try and see if we can make some homemade fresh pasta. So keep kneading, get it into a ball, and I will be back in a minute. Hey guys, welcome back. I have been trying this behind the scenes, and I think that the issue is the little thing right here, you probably can't see it, is stripped. That's why the pasta is not coming out. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna return this one and get a new one, and we'll come back and try and make this again. But this is really a great lesson because great pasta doesn't come from shortcuts, and great closings don't either. So at Settlement Engine, we're not a big box title company. We're not pushing volume. We are a concierge title partner focused on service, communication, and outcomes. I'm sorry we didn't get to try any pasta, but thank you so much for spending time with me in the kitchen. And don't forget, it's always sweet at closing time.